Hi everyone, my name's John Wright, and I don't script anything. I don't have to get dressed in a suit or anything. I don't find that anything that I'm wearing is vulgar, even if I'm wearing my yellow boxer shorts here in my motorhome. Matter of fact, if I've put on a couple of them, I'll walk around if I want. Compared to everybody else, the women that wear those hot G-string bikinis and stuff, I really do love them. Oh boy, I love those. And ladies, no one has a better looking ass. But I sure do know people that want to be a fucking ass all the time right here in Camas, Washington. And I tell you, when somebody goddamn does something to me, I fucking come back and I'm gonna get them one way or another every fucking day. Because I can. Because I goddamn can. There's a guy walking around here, looks like he has a little safari hat on and stuff, and he got a little attitude. He's looking at me and he's judging me. Just like Lance judged me at the dollar store last night for obviously wearing this shirt. Look, I cut the sides out of it. Does anybody find this shirt vulgar? Does anybody find this shirt vulgar? The only downfall I had for this fucking shirt, wearing it when it was so fucking hot yesterday, was I got a couple bites right here on the side of me. Well, you didn't really like that, but you know what? It's a fucking bug bite. She didn't like it because I squeezed it. I fucking make it bleed and stuff. Because why? Well, when I bleed, Eve bleeds. So now let's just go for this one. Now, I go down to the Dollar Tree at La Camas Center in Camas. La Camas. You know, La Camas with an L in it. And you know what? I call it little fucking Tijuana, that little area, because there's riffraff there. And you know, the people at the dollar store generally are nice, but except this person, Lance. Now, Lance, he did it the first time. What did he do? Oh, I was wearing, he seen this, and he started judging me for having this. By the way, this here, Main Street Marijuana in East Vancouver, on 12th Street, I believe it is. Now, right there, you can pick up, these are $20 each, that's $40. These are $16 a tube. So when I'm looking at you, we're talking $70 fucking dollars. You see, I got money, and these people fucking, you know, there's nice people that work at the dollar store. But this little backbiting bitch, Lance, like Terry Lance Shortridge, you know, I was nice to this young man. And this man placed judgment on this. He said something about this, and I told him, I said, you know what, you ever say anything about me, and I'm going to goddamn come down on you. Because the way that he did it, the way that he thought he was so goddamn superior to me in that fucking store. You fucking little mullet-haired person, you get a fucking haircut, because I'll cut your fucking hair. He says to me, are you okay? He says, your shirt, what's with your shirt? Hey, it's a fucking fashion statement right here in fucking Camas. You goddamn got it, bitch? You know, I go down there, I'm nice. I went down there and picked up fucking chicken hot dogs and fucking buns. You know what? My money's tight a little bit. I paid off all my goddamn bills. And Lance knew a little tight on money, you know, I'm just making it through, buying a little something here and there throughout the night, fucking making it. And I goddamn tell you, you could fucking make it too. It's Joshua inside the cup, it's Joshua outside the cup, bitch. Because all the women are out of the equations, but little bitches like Lance of the fucking world, and the rest of you scumbag fucking bitch men that can't fucking control themselves and can't handle it. You know, here he says to me, about this, I cut these out so I'd have ventilation, and it pisses me off that somebody would try to attack me in front of people. Oh, and when he gave me my quarter change, he thought he was goddamn insulting me like it was fucking funny. Lance, is this fucking funny? He said something about my shirt. I said, well, I'm pretty good with scissors, Lance. I said, my collars and my neck are a little bit big. Everything's tight on me, so I cut them out. My arms things are cut. I cut them off, too. I cut off these because it's a little fucking tight, you know. I work out a little bit, Lance. I told him in a very nice way. And I said, I'm pretty handy with a pair of scissors. Would you like me to take you down and give you a fucking haircut? Well, I'm not going to do it unless you want to have a hair match, Lance. And really, you know, you won't have too much to shave off of me. I'm going to let you shave my hair nice and clean if you can kick my fucking ass. I'm not saying I'm going to fucking kick Lance's ass. That'd be a goddamn joke. Because Lance knows. Here, somebody would say, John, that wasn't even a fair fight. Well, that ding-dong shouldn't be talking to that people in the fucking store to begin with. He's an employee at the Dollar Tree. And I know how to be professional, Lance. And by the way, I made sure that the girl next door knew that Lance gave me a problem, because when he gave me back that quarter, I looked right past him and I said, see you later, Jay. Jay's a hot-looking woman, and she's probably 21 years old. I mean, if Jay thought I was interesting and stuff like that, you know, I may be, Jay. But I'll tell you what, little Lance right there isn't a fucking man for talking to someone like that. You know, he sits in the dollar store and he thinks that dollar store can protect him. Perfect him, even. Perfect him, yeah, that's it. And Lance, you're no fucking perfection. When you passed judgment on me last night, I passed judgment on you. You don't judge me and I don't judge you. And by the way, the only way that you could please the Holy Father, Yahshua inside the cup, Yahshua outside the cup. And by the way, Lance, you have to lose it all before you find that new vessel. So I'd like Dollar Tree to cut your fucking hair so you get the goddamn message. How's that? Because I fucking mean it too. Because I come in there and I buy $200 worth of Hot Wheels cars a month. You know, I come in there and buy stuff because, well, I don't go to grocery outlet anymore. I guess I don't have to come to little Camus Center anymore either. You know, if that's the case, Camus loses money by letting riffraff goes out. The best thing that you could do about, you know, people like Lance is you fucking weed them out. And the Holy Father says, I'm weeding people out. And I'm pulling weeds around this area right here. This is my fucking area right here. Susan Donahoe's got to go. You know, hey, you know what I would say? The best way to fucking solve the problem about these motorhomes out here that's riffraff is everybody, well, here, I went down to the museum today. I went down to Steamboat Landing. I walked with Chayna's in the car, and there was a whole bunch of people. The whole parking lot's filled with brand new cars. Now Brandon finally showed up, and he parked in after some of the cars left, but there's every space was taken almost, except right there by the bathroom. Well, hell, I pulled right there by the woman's bathroom where you can see my thing, and I put my card in the window that says DB Cooper Sons here in Camas. You know, it's true. You know, and a pizza box with my car on it. I do this with, you know, I think you guys know my little spiel that I do so well, because I'm the fucking Rock. And you'll say, the Rock is here when I fucking toss something at you, and I don't even need to hit you. But Satan and Eve will. For the little Lances in the world, when you get your balls grabbed in the middle of the night and you're by your own fucking hand and it just starts jerking, that's fucking Eve. I've had Eve jerk my balls, and I know better to disobey a woman that I'm having a relationship with, because we're going to have a conversation, and it's going to be a real good one. And by the way, Lance, you're not my fucking type. Matter of fact, you're not even my type of having as a friend. You know, I invited this person, you know, want to go out to Beacon Rock, climb Beacon Rock. You know, he says, I used to do that when I was a kid. Well, you're still a fucking punk kid that never fucking grew up, kid. You know, and I'll tell you, I gave the store a call this morning at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I told them about Lance and how he's doing, and I feel that the phone call that I gave them was very professional. You know, even though I said that I don't know whether I should, you know, pat Lance on the ass or pat him on the back. I goddamn don't know which way he sways. And by the way, he's not my fucking type. You know, for him to go say something about me wearing a shirt that's like this, it's not like I got my goddamn tits hanging out in a fucking halter top. And a woman will wear her tits goddamn out. Now, if there's anything goddamn disgusting about this, Lance, you see, you should have never fucking passed judgment on me and tried to belittle me in front of Jay. You know, by me saying hello to Jay before and not even acknowledging you, Lance, it put me 10 times ahead of you. Jay would pick me over you in a heartbeat. Lance, Sir Lancelot. Oh, by the way, Lance, touche, I just fucking diffed you. Touche, Lance. Lance, at the Dollar Tree. Or, yeah. All those women probably have fucking... You hear the bell now? Do you hear the bell? Do you hear the fucking bell, Lance? There, let that be a fucking sign to y'all. And I don't like that bell because it reminds me of gunshots. See, 2 gunshots. And I said something before to the woman that's down at the bank, Tricia, about it. You know, because her son has post-traumatic stress disorder because he came in from, like, Desert Storm, I believe. And, like, Ernie's brother, or I call him his brother, his nephew, he came in from Desert Storm, too. If I was gay, I mean, Ernie Toback's nephew would be my kind of guy. Burly, chesty, tough man. And he is, too. I goddamn know it. And it just kind of got me hot when he flipped out his switchblade knife on me, and I felt a little intimidated. Ew! But that kind of shit don't fucking bother me. You know, I'm one funny motherfucker. And I am. One fucking motherfucker. Oh, one funny motherfucker. Yeah. I'm not Japanese. I'm not Japanese. You'll think I'm not Japanese. I like Japanese women. I like foreign women. I like Mexican women. I like white women too, as long as they're not these white gringo bitches. And you know who you are if you are. And if I don't give you the time of day, that means that maybe I'm being warned to even not even talk to you. You know, like Susan Donahoe's ex-boyfriend. Well, they're together. They're down at the Oak storage unit. I just drive by and go, toot, toot. And that's a fucking cocksucker whistle from a logger. You know, the yarder that's on the Axemen show that's in Port Angeles, Washington, that used to be Chuck Nakano's logging operation. That was his dad's, but everything was placed on Chuck, of course. I know how it is, Chuck. I goddamn knew how it was. Always, and you and me both knew it. I was taking the workers to work that was making the goddamn money. And Chuck always went with me when he was drunk. And his mother would chew me out. Forget, you let them get drunk. We never got enough wood for them the next day. They were pissed. You know, but that's besides the point. Now, Susan Donahoe, I went down to Steamboat Landing. I grabbed Chain. I went on the walk. I went to the museum. And there's that motorhome. Well, they don't have shit spread out all over the place. You got to tidy it a little bit up. There's still a pile of crap that's there. And the people that are at the museum, shit, they got the closed door open on the museum because of that shit that's right there in front of the museum. That's where I park my motorhome. And anyway, I come walking that way, and I waved at the people as they got out of the car. You know, I don't look that bad, do I? With a chain on my shoulder. I'm talking to her. And I tell her, my name's John T. Wright, you know, I'm D.B. Cooper's son, and I parked my motorhome here. I assure you, this is not my motorhome that's here. This is not my motorhome that's here, I'm telling her. And I said, you know, we're trying to get this shit out of here. I said, you know, I want you to check into John T. Wright at DB Cooper, or John T. Wright at YouTube.com, and I'm telling the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. I said, I'd like to come down and bring you guys some Jim Beam flavored. It's Jim Beam coffee. It's coffee that has a Jim Beam flavor to it. It's bourbon coffee, and I'll bring it down there for the old folks because they're gonna love this here coffee because I really do like it. I got some here. I'll show you a bag of it now. I'm telling you, this is when you're with John Wright, and I got the bag open right now. But here we got it. I always have at least one backup. Oh, there we are. You see this Jim Beam brand, doesn't that look fucking delicious? That is fucking delicious coffee. And you can get it at the Dollar Tree over in Washougal, Camas. It's in Camas, actually, in the Camas Center. La Camas, boy, I tell you, George L. Wright. But anyway, this here stuff, it's so good, it even smells good. You gotta know what you're fucking dealing with here. So I only like the best, and I buy the best brands. I buy this brand out of the Dollar Tree store. Now it's, you know, the $1.25 store, the $2.50 store, the $3 store, the $4 and the $5 store. You know what? I like what they're doing at Dollar Tree. I thought about it would be a nice time to do something special, and I was actually thinking about doing something with the employees, you know. But I think that, you know, this here Lance is so fucking jealous over there, you know, because I'm me and he's not me. And you'll never be me, Lance. Matter of fact, you couldn't even lace up my shoes. So, oh, by the way, get off your knees. I know when I've been sucked off, Lance, and you sucked me off for the last time. And you see, that's how I am. I don't need to come down there. I even told them on the store, if I come down, I'm coming down there. For one, I'm looking for my cars. For number two, I like the women down there. And Lance, I used to treat Lance like he was fucking gold. By the way, why should I treat somebody like gold when they're going to treat me like fucking shit? And that goes for the rest of you too. And I don't care whether you like me or not. So fuck you. You treat everybody good and God Almighty's going to fucking treat you better too. You know, that's the way that I see it. It's Joshua inside the cup. It's Joshua outside the cup. And you're going to have something goddamn special. Like me! I am blessed unmeasurable. And that's the new sticker I put back there. It says blessed unmeasurable on the back of my motorhome. Because I am blessed unmeasurably great. Now, I hate to sit here and boast and boast and boast, and I don't want to. I want the Holy Father's goodness to be placed upon everyone. Now, in order for you to do that, you're going to have to pick Joshua inside the cup, Joshua outside the cup, and no more goddamn backbiting. And don't piss me off, because Satan and evil see what they'll do. You know, Lance could easily end up getting a broken hip like Michael and Diane. Diane got a broken hip. I just seen Michael yesterday. I sent him down here to pick up blackberries because there's an excellent spot to pick up blackberries, fresh fruit. Mike Sr. for me. You know, I told Diane, and Diane's off alcohol. She's doing wonderful now that she's broke her hip and seen the light. And I don't know how the woman is down there at Starbucks. You know, one of these days I might even run into her and say, how do you feel today? Because she knows she ripped me off. Ugly Tina. And Tina, you're really not that good looking. Although, I thought you had a nice wide ass that I wouldn't mind fucking. Did I say that too? I'm a womanizer, 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 womanizer. Britney Spears sings the songs. And I'm feeling better since I'm getting this off my chest. Because if somebody fucking shits on you, you should fucking shit on them. And fuck you, Lance. Now, next, Susan Donahoe's place, you know, they're down there at the Oak storage unit. She moved in just spaces next to mine. Was she fucking following me around? She may have seen my motorhome and fucking found out that I was right there, because she sure did show up there. Hey, whatever it was, and it is. I got this Bible that I bought from her for $20. And Michael and Diane witnessed this deal because Michael was right there to appraise it at $300. Michael's an appraiser. He's a real jack of all trades. Talked to Michael just yesterday. Diane, if you kick the bucket, well, I said, Mike, if you kick the bucket, you know Diane's she's so good looking, especially now that she's off alcohol. She could get a man half of her age. Half her age. Easy, easy. Can't you, Diane? You know, Diane's feeling a little happier with this, you know. It's their birthday, too. She was just telling me about the birthday. I went on with the birthday spiel. They can only make a phone call. They can't even come over and see you. Hey, I just thought I'd call and rub to you. You're an extra day older. You know, and I went on and on and on. And Mike and Diane's laughing a little bit, you know, all this here because I make people do this instead of this, like Lance does. See, I have the ability to do this instead of this, Lance. So, and that's why every fucking buddy hates me. Because why? Well, I'm Adam in the flesh and Eve and Satan's in hell. And these men don't like me that aren't doing well because they suck. And if you ate better and you did better and you actually practice what you did preach instead of fucking just lying, looking in the mirror and lying. And you look in the mirror and lie, you can't lie because Satan and Eve can see you now. When you look in the mirror, Satan and Eve can honestly see you in hell. And every time that you start talking into that mirror thinking that you're something, guess what? They fucking got you. And we'll be working on you too. And there's a lot of things that I'd like to discuss with some women, and I'll take them on as a group. But all these loser men, you could just fucking get out because you're not wanted. It's Yahshua inside the cup, Yahshua outside the cup. And if you are promoting Jesus or think that Jesus is your Lord and Savior, you're nothing more than in a cult. And I have no problem with telling you that. And now I went over there to the museum, and I talked to the woman. I assured her that that's not my motorhome that's right there, that piece of shit. All these here motorhomes that's in Camas should be going under an inspection because of the fact that we don't have a Washington State inspection thing, and the state is letting things slip through. I guess the cities have to step in and say, we're going to have to, we have probable cause because of this is going on with your motorhome. We want you to take an inspection. If there's no probable cause, there's no fucking reason for it. But if we do have probable cause, there's a caution word there, probable cause. That keeps cops from having to do unwanted or unnecessary things, and for cops to be promoted to do very necessary things. Now, these cars have to go through an inspection, a free inspection, and like Chase down there at Brakes Plus, he could goddamn do it, and there's a guy right across the street, he could do it. And you know, these guys here, they're going to fix your automobiles if need necessarily too. They're going to tell you what the fuck's wrong with them. And I'll tell you what, my favorite guy that I personally go to is Alex at Four Seasons Automotive. Now you go down the Four Seasons and you want that fucking motorhome fixed or something. Alex down there, he's got a goddamn track record with me. These other ones don't. But that don't mean that they can't write you out a fucking estimate and tell you what the fuck's wrong with your vehicle. And if they're caught passing inspections that they shouldn't, they're going to be losing their business licenses because we just don't need that. We want these vehicles fixed, and this promotes getting things fixed and cleaning up the fucking act. And like I said to the woman at the museum, this woman right here, she does not deserve, it was an elderly woman that went inside the museum. She does not need to see this or stuff in front of the museum. They got a close sign on. They're only letting the people in to close the door, and they have a person that's blocking the entry, a younger person. How do you think these people feel? How do you fucking feel today? You got it? Now, I'm telling you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The Holy Father has me straightening out shit. And I told that lady over there, now that motorhome should not even be on the street. Look at this eyesore. None of us deserves to see it. None of us taxpayers in Camas or Washougal needs to see this goddamn shit anymore. These people are nothing but renegades, and they're cult members. They are cult members. Susan Donahoe, you are a cult member, and you goddamn know it. J. Susan backwards is Jesus. She told me herself she thinks she's little Jesus, and since Christianity never gave what she wanted, she moved to voodoo. She told me she was a witch and a whore at 1007th Street in Camas, Washington. And everybody, I'm coming down on the whole fucking world. And just like Lance gave me 25 cents, 25 minutes, and you know, I need to be out of here. You guys don't need to hear too much from me. And I hope to sing tonight, but if I don't sing tonight, it's because, well, it's hot, I've been irritated, and I'll sing privately to Eve and Satan and the Holy Father behind closed doors. I just don't need to put up with no shit. No shit at all. And the Camas law enforcement, you know, I encourage you to run this riffraff right out of here, and I encourage the people in Camas to support your local police station. And I'll tell you why. They're not the fucking sheriff's office. And I bet the sheriff's is going to take goddamn heat from this. Because why? I hate the sheriffs. I shot the sheriff, but I did not shoot the deputy. You got it? I shot the sheriff, but I did not shoot the deputy. All of these people are just deputies of the sheriff's office. Get it goddamn straight. Even the fucking fire department, even the forestry workers that works in the parks. You know what? You work for the state, you wear the fucking stripes of the state is what I understand. And by the way, if you've got time to lean, you've got goddamn time to clean. Because if I'm cleaning up the trash around here, are you too good to pick up goddamn trash? And don't let a woman do your job, fucking men. By the way, women are smoking hot and they drive a black car. And by the way, they wear red fingernail polish. And by the way, the Parks Department has checkerboards on all these here tables down at all these here parks. And my dad told me about checkers and chess. And is the parks involved in all this here Zodiac bullshit? You goddamn right they are. And you know what they do? They better get in fucking line, because this isn't a goddamn game. I'm Adam in the flesh, and the Holy Father is coming back. The Holy Father's Son is coming back on 40/24, on 10/17/40/24, and you can goddamn write that in red well, you can't write that in red writing. I will not encourage you to write with a fucking red pen. Now, if I write with a red pen and I circle someone's name like this and burn it, you're going to have goddamn problems. Death may even come across you. It all depends on how Satan and Eve sees this. You know, am I just in what they're saying? You know, we're going to have a thing where we're going to justify your damage that's coming to you. And I am just a witness. I witnessed all that's happened and everything, you know, and I'm sincere when I tell you the truth is the truth, and the truth is out there, and the truth is right there before your eyes. I'm telling you the truth because I have no reason to lie to you. And number one, that bowling alley in Morton will always be mine if it's never been in right. I built the motherfucker. Can you beat that? With the hijackers' money, can you beat that? My dad was a Zodiac. Can you beat that? My dad was D.B. Cooper. Can you beat that? My dad was involved with the JFK assassination because he was down there in 1953, and they do anniversary stunts, and I'm sure he was there in 1963, George L. Wright. And you know who I think he played? The Umbrella Man, right there. I think my dad was actually possibly the Umbrella Man in the case. And then the Umbrella Man, he flies down through the sky under D.B. Cooper after the Zodiac and everything. Put it all together, because I goddamn know what I've gone through, what the evidence says, and what it is. And I'll tell you what, I've got Satan and Eve. And by the way, I've posted all the information and everything under Mineral Tube Sock Killers and John T. Wright at YouTube. And my family, they broke in and went after all of my stuff, all of my belongings, everything. If you have something of mine in your house and you think it's a possession, and maybe you used it as having an item for witchcraft and stuff because you have been performing witchcraft, you little witches. Marietta was nothing more than a fucking witch. And Bonnie, you're nothing more than a fucking witch too. I got your number also. And Jerry, why don't you confess your sins and tell about the Rick Rife story, you know? I know that you can't make any money off the movies and stuff. But just think, jury, when you go to prison and you tell the truth, if I ever have money, I'm going to make sure that you have the best food in prison. Matter of fact, I would probably make sure that the prisoners had good food in prison too. And the prisoners that was in prison that deserved got out, they would goddamn get out. And you know why? Because I would want them to be released because of any heinous actions. You officers goddamn come clean. If you frame somebody, you clean it up. Bruce Fredericks Kimsey, I'm goddamn talking to you. You dirty Boy Scout. Michael Mougeot was a dirty Boy Scout. And the other boy that was with Betty Lou Jensen, the first Zodiac, dirty Boy Scout. And by the way, Bruce Kimsey, the Jerry Moore case, you were there, ROTC. How are you a detective so young on the case? But when that happened and you fucked up everything, you ran straight to the Army. That's what George did. That's what every one of you fucking people do. And you get groomed and you come out and you fucking do your fucking job. And you're playing checkers and chess. You're playing checkers. My dad taught me how to play checkers and chess. And I can out goddamn play you any fucking day of the week. Because why? Well, Satan and Eve and the Holy Father's in my pocket. The Holy Father is above me. When I say in my pocket like that, I better fucking say, excuse me, immediately. Satan and Eve is in my pocket because they gotta goddamn perform. And the Holy Father's over me, and He is watching over me every fucking second of the day. And I feel better by telling you the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, because the truth will set you free. It's Yahshua inside the cup, Yahshua outside the cup. And by the way, I have a scar underneath my arm, and it's not those little bites right there. It's up there. I don't know if you could see it, but I gouged it. Oh, I could see it in the scar. Right. It's right in there. Oh, it's right up there. Oh, it's right there where I put my thumb on it. You can see that goddamn scar. I know you can. And it's like where the Lord got pierced in the side. Hell, you know, I mean, God allowed me to have these scars in different places, and it looks like I got whipped because I had a chick just fucking scar on my back like that. And Eve went wild that night in fucking Yakima when I was with this Indian princess, Nina Placid, full-blooded Yakima princess, Indian princess, and she was gorgeous. And hey baby, I love you. I remember that night of passion. Oh, rip me up. And everybody, hey. Eve fucking enjoyed it. Eve enjoyed it. And Eve will come into other women, and it's just one wild fucking ride. Like I was gonna say, I don't know what to write my book, Murder in the Dark or One Wild Ride. It should be Murder in the Dark, One Wild Ride is what it should be. But anyway, I'll talk to you later. And hey, mountaintop music, you know, we're going to play Russian roulette whether I'm on or not tonight. And I may have to sing, I shot the sheriff, but I never shot the deputy. Tonight, I can just feel it's coming on. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.